gracias por estar con nosotros en su programa Café con Leche, la voz de los latinos en América. Estamos transmitiendo desde el estudio de Café con Leche en Forest Hill, California. Gracias por estar con nosotros. Como ustedes saben, Café con Leche siempre ha estado aquí para presentar los candidatos que corren para posiciones electas en la ciudad, en las ciudades de Palmdale y Lancaster. Y el día de hoy tenemos de invitado a Jesse Smith. Él es un candidato para el distrito número 4 de la ciudad de Palmdale. Hello, Jesse. Welcome to our program of Café con Leche. How are you?
I am well. How are you doing, Lydia? Thank you for the invitation.
Do you know you have been in the show for so many years, since 2010 or 11, I don't remember. We are going to be on the air for 12 years. And I remember since the inception, you were there with many other community leaders. Tell me, you are running now for city council. What district and why are you running?
I am running for Palmdale City Council in District 4. And I am running because I believe I'm the best qualified candidate to serve in that position.
Okay.
Do I need to continue or do you need to translate?
No, yeah, I'm going to translate. It's an excellent idea. Wow. Él es una persona que ha estado en el programa de Café con Leche por muchos años, desde que empezamos Café con Leche, y él y otros líderes de la comunidad han estado presentes en nuestro programa para hablar de cuestiones comunitarias. Le digo que si está corriendo esta vez, dice, sí, estoy corriendo para la ciudad de Palmdale, para el distrito número 4, como concejal del distrito número 4. Cree que él es el candidato más calificado. Do you know what makes you to believe that you are the most qualified candidate?
Yes, I believe, having served and lived in Palmdale for 21 years, I know my community very well. I have served on the Palmdale Planning Commission for 4 years. I have served as a hearing officer for the city of Palmdale, hearing parking citations for 2 years now. I've served as a neighborhood watch lead in our community for almost 8 years now.
Okay, make a pause there because otherwise I'm not going to remember so much things. Le pregunto qué es lo que él cree que lo hace la persona con mejores cualidades para representar a este distrito de 4 de la ciudad de Palmdale. Dice, bueno, porque he trabajado mucho con la comunidad, llevo viviendo y sirviendo a la comunidad del Valle del Antílope 24 años, la ciudad de Palmdale. Dice, he trabajado 4 años, he sido parte de la comisión de planeación de la ciudad de Palmdale. También he estado 2 años como oficial para oír quejas en lo que respecta cuando se les da una infracción por mal estacionamiento. Okay, you can continue. After parking citation, what was the other one?
Yes, and I've served as the neighborhood watch leader in my community.
También sirvió como líder de estos grupos que se llaman de vigilancia a la comunidad, al vecindario, y él ha sido el líder. Okay.
I have more service than any of the candidates who are running for this position in our community combined.
Tengo más años de servicio que cualquiera de los candidatos que están corriendo. De toda su experiencia combinada, tengo más experiencia que ellos. You are also a pastor at the church. I think that, tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, I am a pastor at the Way Center of Truth in the city of Palmdale. And I've been a pastor for Palmdale for 13 years. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem. I've been a pastor for 13 years in the city of Palmdale.
Él ha sido pastor de la iglesia también por ya aproximadamente 13 años. Así es que esto le da pues más implicaciones diferentes. That means that you are really trying to help people, to serve people. Is that right?
That's all I want to do is serve our community. I believe in service. I believe that any leader that wants to run in our community first ought to be able to serve in our community. before they have any position in our community. And I have done that.
Le estaba yo preguntando si entonces él, le digo que ha servido muchísimo a la comunidad. Dice, sí, efectivamente, yo creo que cualquier candidato antes de proponerse para ocupar cualquier posición deberían de servir con la misma intensidad a la comunidad. Y él, como representante de su iglesia por 13 años, pues ha servido mucho y lo hemos visto trabajando en muchas áreas comunitarias. Well, do you know you have worked with many racial groups in so many issues in the community? Tell us a little bit about them, like which one do you remember the most?
I've worked with a number of groups in Palmdale, but LULAC stands out. We have had an awesome relationship together in changing the city of Palmdale and the city of Lancaster with respect to housing discrimination, racial profiling, and improper car illegal seizing.
Bueno, le digo que él ha trabajado muchos años en la comunidad con muchos de nosotros, que cuáles de sus experiencias él recuerda más. Dice, bueno, pues he trabajado con grupos como el LULAC, que es la Liga de Latinoamericanos Unidos, dice, y hemos hecho cambios, no solo, dice, hemos hecho cambios no solamente en la ciudad de Palmdale, pero también en la ciudad de Lancaster, con lo que respecta a la sección 8, a los problemas de castigar, no, a los problemas de dando multas por pertenecer a una raza u otra, y hemos mejorado bastante la situación en estos problemas que ha habido. What do you think that is important that people know about you? What makes you better besides all these kind of things that you remember? I think you have some kind of education also background. Tell us your background in education, please.
Sure. I graduated from John Jay College of Criminal Justice in Brooklyn, New York, with a Bachelor of Science degree. And I hold a Juris Doctor degree of Law from the University of West Los Angeles School of Law. I am also a certified mediator in conflict resolution from Loyola Law School in California.
Bueno, dice, él se ha graduado primero con un bachillerato en justicia criminal allá en Nueva York, y también obtuvo aquí un título de doctorado en la ley en la Universidad de Los Ángeles del Oeste. También es un mediador que está certificado en la resolución de conflictos. Todo eso, en la resolución de conflictos legales, todo eso es lo que ha hecho y lo trae a la mesa. Then what do you think that should be the minimum requirements to be part of the city council? What kind of experience do you have to bring to this position? The minimum that you say that you should be able to do this or that.
At minimum, to serve in city council, I think you need to at least live here at least 5 years to know exactly what the issues are in our community. And you need to serve in some form of capacity without pay, without big titles, but serve our community in some form of fashion to help the people.
Le digo que ¿cuáles creen que son los mínimos requerimientos para que una persona pueda ser parte pueda desempeñar la posición de concejal en las ciudades? Dice, yo creo que tienes al mínimo, tienes que haber vivido en esa ciudad por 5 años y realizar trabajos para la ciudad o para la comunidad que no sean pagados y que te comprometan a mostrar que estás interesado en resolver los problemas. So, do you think that for example, do you need some kind of experience in budget or in administration in some way that you can understand when it's possible and when it's not possible to resolve some problems? You know, sometimes the city has a budget, but can be used only in a specific way, and it's not to spend it in whatever you want, but there are some procedures. Do you think that is needed that? And if it's needed, what kind of experience regarding that do you have?
Yeah, no, I don't believe that you need to have experience in accounting or budgeting to serve in the city council. I think what is required is a desire to serve in the capacity to serve the people, and that you at least have an understanding of how the budget works in city council. I don't believe education. If you don't have that education, you're not qualified to serve the city council. There are many people that I know who are quite educated and they love service, but they don't have a degree in accounting or they don't have a degree in law. It doesn't mean that they're not qualified to serve to people. It only means that they just don't have that education, but they do have, and they can acquire an understanding of what a budget requires and what a city council requires. All of that is a learning process, but that should not preclude someone from running for office.
Ok, le preguntaba yo si es necesario que las personas que quieran ser candidatos a concejales deberían de tener experiencia, una experiencia mínima en cómo se maneja el presupuesto. Dice, no, yo no creo que se requiera ni que sepas de presupuesto ni de contabilidad, simplemente debes de tener el deseo de trabajar y no importa si no tienes la educación, solamente tienes que tener ese deseo de servir a la gente, y esta situación es una situación de aprendizaje, de ir ahí con el deseo de aprender lo que se está haciendo.
I add one thing, one other thing.
Yes, please.
That anybody who would want to run for city council in Palmdale, they should, and I would think they should be required to take the Palmdale Academy program, because that program educates you about everything in city council, the city budget, how to become an ambassador for the city council, how to serve on city council committees and commissions. So anyone who has a desire to run, they should at least become part of the Palmdale Academy program and learn how city council operates before they run for office.
Dice otro de los requisitos que yo creo que deberían de ser requeridos para que las personas puedan correr para concejales de la ciudad es haber tomado el curso el programa de la Academia de Palmdale, porque en esa academia te enseñan lo básico de la ciudad, te enseñan lo que es el presupuesto de la ciudad, puedes cómo convertirte en embajador, cómo trabajar en los comités y cómo trabajar en las comisiones. O sea, aprendes todo de la ciudad, así es que yo creo que si alguien está interesado en representar a la ciudad, deberían de inscribirse en programa de la Academia de Palmdale para que puedan aprender cuáles son los requerimientos básicos y cómo la ciudad funciona básicamente. The demographics, how many people there, do you have an idea how many people live in the area that you live?
Yeah, in the city of Palmdale, we have 17,000 folks who live in our area. 17,000 and some, I should say, but 17,000 in particular. The majority happen to be of Latino descent.
Okay, I suppose that you have been working with many Latinos and African American and white people who needs, I don't think you have done any difference between one group or the other. You have been trying to embrace everybody and try to find a solution for the problems more than focusing in some groups or not, or others.
Yeah. Yes, poverty transcends race, injustice transcends race, economic depravity transcends race. So these are issues that involve and have an impact on everybody. And therefore, I am running as the people's candidate, which means whether you're black, brown, red, yellow, Latino, white, it doesn't matter. I will represent you in city council because your interests matter.
Bueno, dice, le preguntaba yo cuál es la composición demográfica del distrito. Bueno, ¿cuánta gente vive en ese distrito? Y nos dice que aproximadamente 17,000 personas y que la mayoría son descendientes de hispanos. Dice, pero yo creo que, le decía yo también, bueno, yo te he visto trabajando y con todos los grupos sin hacer excepción de ninguno. Dice, sí, porque ni la pobreza, ni los problemas legales están destinados solamente a un grupo. Todos nos identificamos en el nivel de la pobreza y padecemos más o menos los mismos males y en eso trabajamos. Then, when is the election? Do you know how many of the people who live in your district can vote? 70,000 or 70,000 is the people who live there?
17,000 people who can live there. The registered voters are about maybe somewhere between 12,000, 13,000. We have a lot of unregistered voters in our area. So we have launched a campaign to not only talk to registered voters, but also unregistered voters as well.
Bueno, dice que de los 17,000 que viven ahí, aproximadamente 12,300 son personas que están en la edad de votar, pero algunos de ellos todavía no se han registrado para votar y es muy importante que se vote y que se registre, y dice que en eso están trabajando. What would you be your message for people who is listening to participate voting in this election of November the 8th?
What's my message?
How important is that people go out and vote? Because there are still so many people that we have huge problems that we cannot resolve, and that they still don't understand that the only way to change the status quo is through our vote.
Yes, this election is so important because we will now have 5 city council persons who will be running our city government. We used to have a mayor. We will no longer have a mayor. And so now we will have 5 city council people who will select one city council person to be a mayor for 1 year, and then it will rotate every year. So this election is unprecedented. It's important you get involved and you vote because you're voting for your elected representative and you have a voice. And if you have a concern, they're the ones you should contact about any issues in your community.
Mire, le digo ¿cuál es su mensaje para la gente que nos escucha? ¿Qué tan importante es votar este 8 de noviembre para las elecciones? Dice, esta elección es determinante porque ahora vamos a tener un sistema en la ciudad donde no va a haber un alcalde. Se van a elegir 5 miembros de concejales, 5 concejales, y de ellos se va a elegir uno cada año para que actúe como mayor. Dice, así es que esta elección va a ser determinante para decidir el futuro de la ciudad. Many people don't vote. Do you know, many of the Hispanics that I know, they just vote for governor and president, and they don't understand how important is to vote for the local leaders. Tell them why it's important.
All politics, all change comes from local politics first. So even if you vote for the Congress, you vote for the state assembly, they are all concerned about what's happening locally in your community. So graffiti in your community, crime in your community, taxes in your community, all of that is local. And that starts with your city council. And then it goes up from there. So if you want to stop the high taxes and stop the property taxes going up and the water taxes going up, you have to vote your local politics, and that's your city council. That's your school board. That's your water board. All of that matters. Congress and the state assembly, they're important, but don't forget about your local politics because that's where all politics starts. That's where all government starts.
Le estaba yo comentando que mucha de la comunidad hispana solamente vota por gobernador y presidente, y que por qué era importante, me gustaría que les dijera por qué es importante votar a nivel local. Dice, bueno, porque la política siempre es local. Lo que va a afectar todas sus condiciones de vida como persona viviendo en esta comunidad, si tienen graffiti, si tienen crimen, si les ponen muchos impuestos, y dice, pues todo es de que tenemos que elegir las personas adecuadas para representarnos en la ciudad, para representarnos en las escuelas, para representarnos en el agua, en todos esos donde se hacen las decisiones que afectan nuestra vida cotidiana. Así es que este 8 de noviembre tenemos que salir a votar. What do you say if somebody wants to participate in your campaign? How can they contact you? Or what do they do if they are excited about your nomination as a city council and they want to be part of the change, helping?
Thank you, gracias. They can go to our website,
Mm-hmm.
which is www.v, the letter V as in Victor,
Mm-hmm.
JSE speaks.com,
Mm-hmm.
and they can leave us a note there. They can fill out the contact information, and we will get back in contact with them, or they can call us at 661-992-9052.
You know, I was going to tell you, it's very possible that the Hispanic community prefer the phone call because, you know, sometimes they still have problems with the internet or with computer, or they don't know how to use the computer. Le preguntaba yo si hay alguna persona interesada en participar en su campaña porque cree que él va a ser un buen city council, ¿cómo puede inscribirse? Nos dio su website y busquen por su nombre y también su número de teléfono 661-992-9052, 661-992-9052 para que puedan participar en su campaña. Jessie, thank you very much for being with us this afternoon. We wish you the best, and we will be watching you. How are you doing? Okay, good luck.
Thank you. Gracias, si se puede. Love you guys. Hang in there. Vote November 8th or before is important. Gracias.